Veronika Kalmus. Sundeep Bhandari. Ja Tanel Mällo. But Veronika, now, as I understand, you have a short presentation to give a little bit insight what we will be talking about.
Tere kõigile ka minu poolt. As a sociologist and media scholar, I have studied media use and digital skills of different generations, but mostly I have focused on children and young people. And I have participated in several international research projects and networks. And the most recent completed project that we had is called Y Skills, or Youth Skills. And it was funded by the European Commission and lasted for 4 years. But when we started back in 2020, we of course had no slightest idea of the coming AI revolution. And we conceptualized digital skills as a house consisting of 4 pillars, 4 different types of skills. That is technical and operational skills, information navigation and processing skills, communication and interaction skills, and content creation and production skills. And each of those 4 pillars consists of 6 individual skill items. But even more importantly, there are 2 dimensions of each pillars. One is functional aspect and another is critical aspects of skills. For instance, among information-related skills, a functional skill can be knowing how to find a website one has visited before. But a critical aspect related to information-related skills can be knowing how to figure out whether the website can be trusted. And so we wanted to measure those skills and monitor their development over time in our longitudinal study. And just to give you one glimpse of Estonian adolescents' digital skills, I show this figure. And even though it's based on Estonian data, this picture is surprisingly similar also in other 5 countries that we studied in Y Skills project. And these were Finland, Germany, Italy, Poland, and Portugal. And what we can see here is that young people's digital skills actually improved very little over the course of 2 years. And secondly, we can see that there is room for improvement, especially regarding information, navigation and processing skills, and content creation and production skills, because only about 1/3 of our adolescents were confident that they commanded those skills at a high level. And as always, more research is needed. And I can say that even though we didn't measure AI-related skills in this Y Skills project, we will conduct a new wave of the EU Kids Online survey in as many European countries as possible, in those that are willing to fund such a survey. And in that new wave, we will also measure AI-related skills and attitudes, so stay tuned. But as some starting points for today's discussion, I have 3 arguments. And firstly, I would argue that those 4 pillars of digital skills that we measured in the Y-Skills project will actually remain relevant also in the AI era. And the critical dimension of digital skills will become even more important. And secondly, young people's digital skills, also probably AI-related skills, are actually not as good as we often imagine them to be. And thirdly, it really takes time for those skills to be developed, and their self-development cannot be taken for granted. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronika. And now I give the word to Sundeep. And Sundeep comes from UK and is representing national physical laboratories. So correct. How is physical laboratories and AI and skills connected at all?
I'm going to try and tell you in less than 5 minutes. Inevitably, you're going to start chasing me, and I'm going to run that way, so I have a few more minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me here. I'm not from your industry, but I have some challenges that your industry would help us greatly with. I come at what I'm about to say from 2 different directions. One is, how do I upskill 1,300 people from various levels of seniority, various levels of experience, and various technical capabilities and mindsets? And then from the other side of the coin is, how do we do this on a national scale? How do we take the advantage of digital technologies more broadly and AI more specifically, but then enable others to do that and go on that learning journey with us all? So I work for the UK's National Physical Laboratory. We are the UK's National Measurement Institute. So if you want to know what the time is, you want to know what an amp is or a kilogram is, you come to us. And so for the past 120 years, we've been doing this. Now, in a world driven by data at the speed of AI, that paradigm may need to shift. How do I give you the same level of confidence in a data set or an output from an AI or a machine learning algorithm that's just about to make a life or a business critical decision? And that's the role that organizations such as mine and 100 others around the world, including MetroCert in Estonia, are tasked with by our governments at the United Nations level. So I'm ripping through these quite quickly. So we have a great heritage, and I have to show this slide. So I always focus on the 3 slides here. So you have packet switching on the top right corner, as you can see. You have Alan Turing on the bottom left, and then you have the world's first atomic clock on the bottom right. 3 seminal pieces of work that form the foundations of the internet as we know it today. And I'm very proud and privileged to say I work at the organization where all of this stuff happened. That was 50s and 60s. My job is not to be talking about these stories all the time. It's about creating the slides for my successors for the future. So how are we going to shape the world, and how can we start creating this new paradigm? The word measurement has actually been used quite a lot already today, so I'm really pleased to have heard that. So I've already mentioned, we work on the international scale, so I'm going to slip through this slide. But quite notably, it was formed at the same time as the International Telecoms Union and also the Commission for the Navigation. So quite a few important internationally agreed activities happened back in the late 1800s that are still relevant today. So if I was to put it into a cartoon, this is what we do. Metrology, please, is not the weather. We are about measurement science. Meteorology is something very different, but always I have to explain this. So essentially, we are at the bottom here, metrology, but what you can see in any form of testing, inspection, certification, assessment will always have to come back to that measurement underpinning. Now, of course, for that kind of thing, the work we do is quantitative measurement. Let's think about the people involved here. So there's also a new paradigm of measurement, which is how do you have qualitative measurands, a socio-technical aspect, which understands that something that matters to me right now with AI may not matter to anyone else. Or something that matters to me right now in AI may not matter to me in 5 minutes. Again, if that decision is a life or a business critical one, I need to have as much confidence as possible. So my challenge is twofold. We need to train a lot of scientists to move from one paradigm to another, taking this concept here of the physical world and the underpinning that our organizations provide to the globe, into this new world where we think about qualitative, we think about extending into the digital world, into the cyber-physical world, where that interaction between physical, digital, and humans is critical to the success. So, many a year ago, we asked one of the early forms of GPT to tell us a scary secret about AI. So in this case, it was about AI, that leash. What end of the leash am I going to be on? The confidence that measurement provides and the level of measurement that organizations such as ours provide allow you to at least have a 95% confidence that you're walking the dog and the dog will not be walking you. So it's that kind of paradigm that we bring forward to this. So, my slides have jumped a bit. So you shouldn't see the word skills up there, but you can. So that is number one that comes up after 2 and 3. So I have 2 challenges here, is how do I develop the underpinning measurement that gives the world confidence in using these technologies? But more importantly, I go around there flying the world, talking the talk. If my organization itself is not walking the walk and using these technologies for our own benefit, then I'm not actually doing my job correctly. The biggest challenge we have then, apart from addressing those 2, is that skills gap in underpinning all of this. So and then you say, why does measurement matter? So there's a whole list of things at the top in terms of the activities that our organization carries on, but it's the 2 icons at the bottom that I really wanted to share with you. So number 1 on the left-hand side is something called the Alliance for Data Science Professionals set up by the UK government. And this takes all of the learned societies, so the Royal Statistical Society, the British Computer Society, the Royal Academy of Engineering, etc., and together we have designed the first professionalization for data scientists. So we've already run 2 cohorts. And similar to if you're a medic or a finance professional, your degree is only the start of your career. You will then specialize. You will continually be assessed and developing into your specialism. Where is that for data engineers and data scientists, regardless of the domain that you're working in? We're now looking at what this means in a world for AI. And then on the right-hand side, and I urge you to go and have a look at this, is the AI Standards Hub, which we are founding partners of for the UK. And on there are many training resources starting to slowly but surely build up some things that, in this case, mainly we send to academics and startups. Startups' priorities are Series B funding. It's about developing the technology. They don't have time to either upskill to understand standards or understand this confidence. So how do we accelerate that, which then has an impact on society and our economy? And then coming back to my other challenge, so I've talked a lot about what we need to do as a measurement organization for enabling others. How are we going to enable ourselves? I'm also looking, and my big day job is rewriting NPL's digital strategy, data strategy, and AI strategy. I've got to do this for 1,300 people, as I mentioned earlier on. How do we even start to address that? And the cartoon there with the types of AI is, while we've been talking here, there's probably another 2 algorithms that I now need to try and understand whether it's safe, whether it works, what was the quality of the data. So that's the kind of perspective I will be coming at this from. I'm looking forward to the panel discussion with my colleagues. Thank you.
Okay, very good. So as Sundeep mentioned, that the confidence is really important. And sometimes the confidence, we can measure it, but sometimes we need to feel it. And Tanel is now describing his thoughts about how to feel the AI.
Thank you. Hello, and thank you for inviting me in this very important panel. I am trained as a neuropsychopharmacologist, and now I work in an Estonian private privacy and democracy technology company, Cybernetica, because I couldn't do animal experiments anymore, so I turned to human data and related stuff. And today my focus, what I try to research and what I try to think about is on the human and technology relationships, how we perceive technology, how we try to make sense of it or not, and how we try to make sense of what the technology that we have already applied changes us individually and on a societal level, which are of course interrelated. So to tackle the question on the title of the panel, what skills do we need to tame AI? There are very many important topics on high level and even more very specifically important aspects of those topics. But my feeling is that above all what we need is to heavily apply a humanistic perspective to the whole domain of how we develop and apply technologies, including digital technologies as such. So what does it mean? It would mean, or it means, bringing the human to the center of the discussion, not the machine or the technologies. So I would need to hack the question, the title of the panel. First, we need to cut it to halves and ask, first of all, what do we need? And point. And then, only then we can ask, is it possible to use AI to cover this need? And third, we should ask, what happens if we try to integrate AI or tame AI to cover this need? So what do we need as humans? I would propose that we need human contact. We need the ability to grow. We need freedom, both internal and external, and we need peace, again, internal and external. So these, from my perspective, are the things that we need. If we forget these needs, then what we may get from applying technologies may confuse us, which has happened on a broad scale today. It has happened, one way to describe it is by the laws of technology, which are phrased by technology philosopher Melvin Kranzberg. And his first law, most of you may know part of it. It says that technology is not good or bad. What he has added to it is that it's also not neutral. And we have to think about it very thoroughly. And an example that I try to bring in one minute is how we prepared for this panel. Somebody, probably the moderator, was inspired by Jaan Aru's thinking, who had said something like, AI should get us faster to the higher or deeper levels of understanding. And then an LLM was used to query for questions for such a panel. So this raises at least two very big questions. First, the fastness, efficiency, and ease and speed. These are the promises of technology, and we definitely got those. Typed in the question, and we got a list of questions that we should tackle in this panel. But what's the price of this speed? How does this change our DNA? So in the keynote, Mike told us the changing DNA of the work market, right? How does the speed that we get from AI change our DNA as human beings? We know that we have to put in work to get the result. Now, if we don't have to put in work, how does it change us? Another pointer to another tech philosopher, Albert Borgman, who has differentiated between technologies of convenience and demanding tech. So an example of convenience technology is an AI that you can just type in and get an answer. A demanding tech is something that only enhances your effort, but there's a friction, like a bicycle. You cannot ride a bicycle without an effort, but you can fly a plane without any effort. So that's the differentiation. And a second question is, of course, did we get the higher and deeper value from those questions? It didn't involve these questions that I'm asking. So with technology, there's always the problem that it opens a door which seems neutral, but an open door is an invitation. And there's a space behind the door which has been formulated by somebody, right? And then we have the question, if we go through the door, is it similarly easy to turn back or not? These are the things that we oftentimes don't know when we apply technology, but we should think about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanel. So it goes really quickly, really philosophical. And I try to catch the train because I feel that I'm already obsolete. Because with this AI, it seems that everything is evolving so fast. And I don't know anymore which kind of skills I need, or even worse, I even don't know which kind of skills I need to teach to my kids. And the first question that I would like to ask from all of you is that what kind of skills do we need in the future to master the AI? So Sundeep, let's start with you.
It's a big question, is the first answer to that. I think the most important skill is one that we all should have, or we will have to different levels, which is that inquisitiveness. So I think you'll have the same system. If you go to a library in Estonia, you go to a library in the UK, to find a book, you go to the Dewey Decimal System, and you can very quickly find this. So it's about finding the source of truth and understanding why what you've just read here has been validated. So there's a skill about this. So how do you do that in a digital world where now, instead of going to the library, I'm typing something in Google? How do I know who's paid to have their answer at the top? That's where I would start off with all of this. Then there's a whole host of stuff that we're thinking about that I could move on to, but we're looking at things like how do you decouple the understanding of coding from the people that actually need to code. So how do I drag and drop and build some of these things? I think there's the inquisitiveness and there's the fundamentals. Those are the key things. You need to understand what kinds of questions you should be asking of these things and what kind of answers and outputs you should be expecting.
So you mean that, or it's a quite cool idea that we are not anymore in the age of producing information, but in the age of how to ask good questions. So, because with an AI, if we ask bad question or a bad question, we get bad answer.
Even filling in a form, so I think I told some of my colleagues yesterday my story. So about 6 months ago, I had 2 job offers. So I had 3 interviews for each one, and it was to negotiation stage. At the final interview of the job that I actually wanted to take, they said, oh, could you please fill in our workday system? And then we can do everything formally. I filled in that form. Within 24 hours, I had a rejection notice saying, thank you, but no thanks, you don't fit our profile. This job was mine. So it's not only about asking those questions, it's knowing how to game the system or asking or putting in the right terms.
Okay. So, Veronika, what are the skills that we need to master the AI?
Well, I would say that mostly we would need critical thinking skills, logical skills, communicative skills. These, I have heard today, are called as soft skills or human skills. Well, I wouldn't say they are soft skills. I think they are quite hard skills, definitely difficult to acquire. And if I may tell a short story, a year ago, I heard from a lecturer who works in an Estonian university and teaches a discipline in life sciences, that among student candidates, there were about 10% of those who had used AI to write their motivation letters. Out of 300 student candidates, about 30 used AI to do this. But of course, the lecturers who read those motivation letters recognized immediately that they had been produced with the help of AI. And those poor young people failed miserably. They lost an opportunity to study their dream specialty. And why? Obviously, because they lacked analytical skills, critical thinking skills, communication skills in order to evaluate their audience, the audience's expectations, reading skills, reception patterns, and so on. So these are the skills that we actually need in order to master, tame, and use AI.
I'm a little bit... I don't want to agree with you on some aspects. When you mentioned what happened with these students and that the teacher said that they understood immediately that the answers are written with AI. But maybe maybe it is the same like it is with these visual effects in the films, in the movies. When you recognize these effects, then they are done poorly. But if you don't recognize them, then you even don't understand that everything that you see on the screen is computer generated. Maybe this new technology, this AI technology, is not yet developed or matured enough that we could use it to really benefit. And we are like having an illusion that we understand when AI is used. But really, we should be worried if we don't anymore understand when the AI is used. So, Tanel, what are the skills that are needed to really be in this position that Veronika described, that you still could understand when AI is used or will be used?
No, first of all, I don't feel that ability to understand whether AI has been used or not is at the top of my list of necessary skills.
So, but what is on the top?
But to answer the question, what skills are needed? Because since the main goal of technology, as I understand it, is to enhance us as human beings, then we have to be really careful to see that the skills or characteristics that get enhanced technologically are really human skills and human characteristics, because otherwise there's a great danger of changing people into machines, which in a way has happened already. So the real risk is not AI taking over the world, but people changing into little robots. And so I agree with Veronika that we need human skills, and these are not soft skills. It's really hard to be human in these vexing times. So it is a hard skill that we need. But in a more granular way, we can all think for ourselves what makes us humans, and what makes us humans in a technologically rich world. I think that we need critical thinking, of course, about those things. But we also need curiosity, because if you're not curious, then you will not think critically. You will just ingest what you're given. And we also need the ability, the skill to take responsibility. Because again, if we don't take responsibility, then we pass it on to some machine, whether it's a human-made machine, administrative, in an administrative sense, or really a machine where input goes in and output comes out. So these are the skills we need: critical thinking, curiosity, and taking responsibility.
Critical thinking, curiosity, and responsibility.
Taking responsibility.
Taking responsibility. And like Veronika said, they are not soft skills.
No.
They are really hard skills. But you work as a university professor, so you are in the age of curiosity, and this gives you the ability to see the future. And what kind of skills might become obsolete as AI technologies advances? So what are the things that become obsolete?
Well, I wouldn't dare to say that any skills would become totally obsolete. Some skills would become less relevant, less used. But, well, we can also see the universe of skills as a pyramid. And you need to have some basic skills to build on, to develop higher level skills. Of course, some purely technical skills would become less relevant, less usable, especially in the digital realm. We also call it digital, click work or operational skills like that. And they can be automated, they can be taken over by the AI to some extent. But even those have to be mastered, at least to some extent, also in the far future.
Sundeep.
So I was reflecting a little bit as everyone was speaking there. I think we're maybe too far ahead at the moment, because you're talking about, the way I've understood this, is we're talking about general artificial intelligence, this big brain that's controlling our lives, our worlds. We're nowhere near that right now. So at the minute, it's more about, from my perspective, is let's think of AI as a tool that's going to help us. So I'll give you an example.
We don't need to be afraid of AI, but people with AI.
Correct. So we do need to be thinking about that, and it's never too early to start thinking about it, because as with everything, something will happen overnight, and the difference between too early and too late has just disappeared. So there's that side of things, definitely. But I would definitely come at it from AI as a tool, so how can we help it? We have, for the price of a cup of coffee per month, one of my colleagues now saves 25% of her annual time. So that actually gives her opportunity to go off and do other things, think more strategically, because we're removing the mundane or the boring. Actually, the AI is doing some pretty cool stuff.
So how many hours annually? 1,600 is the total amount of hours, so like...
25%.
25% of that?
Yep.
So like...
For one person.
400 hours. Its working week is 40 hours, so 10 weeks easily saved.
Yeah.
You're just...
So that's just her time, right? Because then the other side of the thing is what the tool is actually doing. So we have, and many organizations have a human resources sentiment type of package where every quarter you get sent a survey saying, what do you feel about your boss, about the environment, about the culture, about the resources, etc., etc. This thing is doing sentiment analysis on all of this. So now I can show you which manager's performance, for example, is going down over time. Even when there's a general spike because everybody got a bonus, it's still going down. So what it's actually doing is even more valuable to the organization, because now I know I need to go and make a training intervention, or there's a really positive thing here happening, let's go and amplify that activity. So not just the time, it's actually what you get on top of that, if you use it correctly.
Okay, but we have a question from the audience, and it's also about the future. How do you see the future of those people who are not oriented toward developing complex digital skills? Tanel.
Sorry, repeat.
Yes. So how do you see the future of those people who are not oriented toward developing complex digital skills?
I see a very bright future for those people because, and this also, I try to answer to the previous question of what skills become obsolete. I hope that none of the skills become obsolete. At least the skills that make any sense for us to flourish as individuals and as a species. It really depends which, so to speak, which road we walk down. It may happen that all the human skills and characteristics that I mentioned earlier, that these become obsolete. The door is open, we can go down that road if we're not careful and become little robots. But what I'm positively expecting is that none of the necessary skills, I'm talking really general sense here, become obsolete, because we need those skills to survive in case of something happens so that we cannot use technology. What I'm constantly trying to point out is that we live in a proximity, and you meteorologists must know it, we live in a proximity of a really huge star, and we just had Nordic lights, and a few hundred years there's a big magnetic storm that wipes out a part of technological infrastructure on our planet. Not the whole planet, but who knows, maybe the next magnet storm will wipe out everything. And then we cannot even, this is not the place to restart, because we will not have the infrastructure anymore. And then we need those skills to start from the scratch, so to speak. So I hope that none of the skills that we need get lost. I strongly demand that we try to maintain a parallel system, a backup, a framework or of people who are able to manage when there's no electricity, for example, because we might need them. If we build, for example, Estonia as a digital state, and then at some point there's no possibility for digital, then we are in really big trouble. Even in the Luxembourg, we may not have the electronic embassy in Luxembourg because there's no electricity in Luxembourg either. So we just have the bare hands.
Now you are painting the world end scenario, and if the world ends today, then we need to face it. But we are in a very good position. Like when I have had talks with my international colleagues, or we have been in some situations that are a little bit complicated, and I have found a solution for this problem, and they asked that, where do you get the skills? And I said proudly, I was born in the Soviet Union. We had nothing. So I hope that you are not recommending going back to this kind of society. But yeah, I totally agree that we need to have some kind of skills how to survive when the things that we are used to do not work. How to manage in critical situations. So how to be prepared.
It was quite interesting recently. So we have the doomsday scenario. So even in the UK, solar storms are number 3 on the government's risk register. Because if that goes down, GPS goes down. And you will not be surprised, you will be surprised at how many things are reliant upon GPS. 13 of the 13 critical national infrastructures in the UK, utilities, transport, everything will go down. But a couple of months ago, I can't remember the name of the company, but it was the cybersecurity part linked to Microsoft. And then for a few days, lots of people's payment systems went down. We were in a restaurant and these people couldn't take our orders because they forgot how to use a pen and paper because everything is on a pad, it goes to the kitchen, it comes back out. How can you not operate?
Maybe we are going in the wrong direction. So in the morning, we talked about the new skills and that society wants us to develop some kind of skills. But maybe the society doesn't know what is coming ahead. And maybe the society is just pushing us to the wrong direction. Maybe we don't need so much technical skills. Maybe we need some other kind of skills. So these soft skills. But do we know that we really need more of these soft skills? And how do we know that we really need more of these soft skills? So we are talking about that we need this critical thinking and so on and so on. But with these new AI models, they can solve it for us. So how to be sure that these soft skills that are not so soft are really needed?
Well, there is one more aspect. Tanel, you mentioned responsibility as one of the skills that's needed. Well, we can also say that we would have to strengthen our ethical and moral skills and capability to think in those terms. Because, well, one aspect that is still lacking in so-called AI, which many argue that isn't real AI yet, is exactly the capability to make moral decisions. And this is very important in some fields, for instance, in the field of military AI or also medical AI, where this AI doesn't replace humans or surpass humans yet in terms of its capability to make ethical decisions.
So, and even self-driving cars. We need, so because if there is a critical situation to kill one person or two persons, from engineering point of view, it's just a switch this way or a switch that way. But how to do the ethical decision? But who is then responsible for this kind of decision? And what kind of skills we need to develop this kind of AI that can do this that can make this kind of decisions, the ethical decisions?
Well, I'm not sure whether we want this, because, well, that would also free humans from ethical responsibility, and this is a real danger. So I'm really not sure we would like robots or machines to advance in this area. This is something that's our responsibility, and we have to keep our position in that and develop our skills even further in this respect. Also, when teaching about AI and its applications and uses, this is a very important aspect to be taught and emphasized.
It's interesting. So ethics and responsible AI is the #1 priority. So there's a UN AI Advisory Council that has about 30 members, one from each of those member states on there, and that's the #1 priority. So coming to your autonomous vehicles perspective is, so we've been talking about this for the last 9 years, I've been at NPL. So Mercedes have had that technology ready to go, but cannot program or could not program the ethics, because there's another dimension, right? Because there's 2 people versus 10 people. I've also got my dog and my kids in the back of my car. If I hit that brake and they go flying out the window, then who? And so it's quite interesting. When we first started working in this area, the insurance companies and the lawyers were the people that engaged first. Forget the automotive manufacturers, forget the road regulation people, it's those guys. The last thing I would add to this little part is ethical and responsible according to who? Because one person's ethics and responsibilities may be quite different from somebody else's perspective on what's ethical and what's responsible.
So it depends lots of from the context and also lots of from your background. So, but how to measure it? So finally, because when we need to start using AI, and of course AI can make like stupid decisions, and we need to finally accept that there is some amount of stupidity in this AI, hopefully. But how can we measure it? How ethical it is, how stupid the AI is, how emotional the AI is, and how do we measure that, is it biased or not? Tanel.
Do we need to measure it? I would ask. But it depends on what we want out of this and what kind of world we want to build with the help of this technology, or that would just involve these kinds of technologies. So all of you who has survived long enough to be in this auditorium today, you know that it's not a straight road from being born to here. Things happen, and you get like off the road, and then you get back the road, then you get to the auditorium on September 19 this year. So life is an erroneous process. Now, if we want to apply technologies that help us in some sense in this process, does it really make sense to imagine even that it's possible to evade the normality of things happening? Is it possible to control everything so that bad things don't happen? And even if it is possible, do we want to live in such a world where all the risks are really accounted for? So the problem with autonomous vehicles, I think it's unsolvable. We cannot give the machine the ability to reason. This is my just feeling right now, to reason which decision is better. It's a wicked problem. Not every problem has a solution, a good solution. Many problems have 2 bad solutions, and then you just have to act on one, like Andrus Ansip said many times. So sometimes you just have to do something and carry on. You cannot keep on thinking which would be a better choice.
So better to do a bad decision than doing no decision at all. But now we let ourselves to be carried away from the philosophical aspects of this AI. And I would like to turn this self-driving car back to the right tracks. And let's talk more about skills. And let's imagine that there is a mid-career professional transforming into AI from non-technical backgrounds. So, and what kind of skills should this professional be focusing first when he or she starts using AI? So, Veronika.
Well, the same skills that we have already talked about, but it would be really good to learn about those basic mechanisms at work behind this mysterious AI. There are really good materials that explain in simple language what are the mechanisms and how this machine is built. So it would be really good to get a grasp of what's behind this interface that we actually see and how it works in simple terms. That would be a good way to start. And then to reapply one's skills that they already have, coming from their specialty, their professional background, their qualities as a human being. They just have to be reapplied in this new era.
Sundeep.
So you're talking about me. This is me, right? So before I joined MPL, I had my master's was in molecular biology. I'm very much on that side. When Matt mentioned stem cells earlier, and I thought, yes, I'm about to really understand what somebody's about to say. So the way I did it is I built a team that has different perspectives and understands the fundamentals from one perspective, understands the applications, and I'm learning from these guys every day. So for me, some of those skills are asking the right questions, being able to look at things from different perspectives, trying to understand what the legal side of things is versus the human factors versus the technological skills. So it's really how do you build these multidisciplinary teams and get them to function efficiently such that they're learning, sharing, and working together.
So to understand like the general picture.
Yeah.
Tanel, what do you think about it? If, let's say, person who has no technical background before wants to start using AI, what should he or she do first?
Write prompts.
Just playing with this new tool.
Well, one skill you need, you just write prompts. And of course, in order to do that, you need to understand what you are writing those prompts for. If we talk about using large language models, of course, there are 600 kinds of different AI models, but the most handy ones, you have to be able to articulate your needs, which means that if you do it for a job, you need to understand what is your goal with this job, what processes you want to start or run or end. You need to understand the mechanics of your work and the pieces of which it consists. Naturally, it's good if you understand the mechanisms, what's happening under the hood. You can learn it by chance and error, or you can learn it by materials. And if you accomplish these skills, if you are accomplished in these skills, then it's possible to write good prompts and get useful help from AI, from a large language model. So if you are a mid-career professional sitting at home considering a career change and starting using AI tools, this would probably be the easiest that I can imagine currently, to just try to get a grip on the tool. and in practice to make it useful depending on the processes that you want to have it help you running.
So what happens next? So what do we need to be prepared? Not after 100 years when we have probably general AI, or maybe after 10 years, I don't know. But tomorrow, when we go back to home, when we do our job, when we are, or you are advising somebody to get a new degree or acquire a new skill, how to benefit from the existing AI? So what to do next?
So I think the first thing to mention is we probably already have some of those skills, because whether you know it or not, each one of us would have interacted with AI somewhere between 300 to 400 times today already, or by the end of today we would have. So some of that's already in there. The approach we're taking at NPL is using the words democratization and decoupling. So actually you don't need to understand the fine code, it's that level above. So we're almost getting to a point where we can just drag and drop very simple things so that I don't need to be able to code. I just need to be able to know how to build that workflow very simply. So there's that side of things. I did have another point, which I've now suddenly lost. So we're looking at it from that point, and we're building up essentially a syllabus at the moment, and where do we start? And again, it's quite challenging because my CEO probably just needs to know what kind of questions he or she can ask and how much confidence they can have in the answer that they're getting, versus 1,200 scientists that are all doing various levels of coding, probably in multiple languages with multiple tools and technologies, and then people like me in the middle that probably just need to be able to translate. So actually the skills question is quite a big one because it depends on who you are and what you're doing. I liked earlier on about the words intersections and adjacents, because that's, I think, a really good way to develop some of these skills. The people that are now putting their hands up at NPL to say, please, can we come and play with your team? We've developed our own private large language model. So Microsoft were building 3 for us, and we already knew in 6 months, they'll start walking backwards and start asking for cash, and you cannot have confidence. You'll have minimum 20% hallucinations in whatever answers you get. We've now built our own systems with only our data in it. And so people now want to come, and we've set a challenge for them to come and break it.
Veronika.
I guess we need really clear rules and agreements about how to use AI in different fields, especially in school system, in academia, and other institutions like that, so that we could use AI in those tasks where it's okay, where it's legal and beneficial, and we could avoid using AI where it's not okay, where it's cheating and so on. And there's a lot of work to do in this field so that we could avoid what I would call AI divide. We have digital divide for years, and I can see that we will face AI divide quite soon, but we have to do something against
What do you mean by this AI divide?
There would be people who can use AI and those who can't, and those who can't would be disadvantaged in some respects. That's also an answer to this question, what would happen to those people who don't want to advance their digital skills? So they would be disadvantaged, but that's a problem.
So it's like not having access to AI, for example, having access to ChatGPT, but not knowing how to use it, not having the right skills. So this critical thinking, taking responsibility, and curiosity.
Yes, exactly. Yes, access and skills are both important to reduce this divide.
But maybe a personal question that you as a professor at university, are you using ChatGPT to write grant applications, for example?
To some extent, yes. Yes, to edit my own work, to shorten my texts, to find better expressions. Yes, I do. Also for translating jobs. I've already got used to that.
So it's like having an assistant.
Yes, and it could be even better, I would say.
Tanel, final words to you.
Was there a question? Or just final words? Most of my words are pretty final, as you have heard. What was the question that you asked those two nice people?
So then I will ask a question from you, and it's quite practical. You know, imagine you're a teacher, and you ask your students to do a homework, a written homework. And after 2 days, they return all the homeworks. And you read them and say that they are amazing. They are like from another world. Have I really been so good teacher to them or not? And then you realize that you need to change the way how you teach, how you give homeworks. So what kind of skills you could recommend to this teacher? What kind of skills this teacher needs to become a better teacher in the age of AI and in the age when the students are using AI much more than he or she ever can use?
I would suggest honesty. Honestly assessing your current skills. Are you adequate in perceiving the whole situation? I would suggest skills to be able to control your emotions so that you wouldn't feel overwhelmed by fast changes in society. I would suggest developing an ability to accept and be curious, not to be stuck in a previous world where things were more simple. So, yeah, those kinds of Buddhist skills. So just yesterday I read a piece that I now don't remember, maybe it was Ray Kurzweil or somebody else who said that if we could teach or train the AI as a Buddhist, it would be pretty good.
Okay, with these words, we can thank our panelists. Ja tõepoolest, tõsi ta on, et need oskused, mis tunduvad justkui sellised tugevad oskused või kõvad oskused, hard skills, et nendele lisaks vajame me neid pehmeid oskusi, mis tegelikult on mitte kõvad, aga väga keerulised oskused, mida omandada. Ja keeruliste oskuste omandamine võtab aega, nõuab kannatust, nõuab pühendumust ja nõuab kedagi, kes juhendaks. Ja see roll võib-olla teil ka on. Aga nüüd, nende sõnadega saab meie konverents kohe läbi. Aga kõigepealt, so first, thank you all.